The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café.
Welcome to this episode of Pit Life BBQ. Gather round the pit with your hosts, Johnny Maggs and Greg the Barbecue Broker DiGiorgio. Let's talk barbecue.
What's up, everybody? Coming to you live from the Studio 21 Podcast Café in Salem, New Hampshire. It's the Pit Life BBQ podcast. We talk everything barbecue and a lot of other topics that you normally talk around a pit. As always, I'm joined by the barbecue broker.
My dude.
What's up?
How we doing?
What's up?
Boom. Welcome back.
Yeah, hey.
Welcome back from last week's
Welcome
episode.
back.
As you know, Johnny was out last week
Yeah, it was
because Mother Nature paid a visit to his home.
that bitch.
That bitch.
Oh, my God.
She didn't like you very much last week.
Clearly not. She liked everybody else in the damn neighborhood, not me.
How does everyone in the neighborhood's fine, but the microburst just came through your yard? That's it.
That's it. Maya, not a leaf or a twig in the entire neighborhood. My house looks like a bomb went off.
How many trees fell? Not counting through your house.
Not counting the one through my house. 3 more on top of that.
Unbelievable. Shed got demolished. Truck got demolished. Sunroom got demolished.
Yep.
My God. What an awful
Oh, yeah.
experience.
Had the tree guys out, took a bunch of trees down.
Yep.
I cannot confirm nor deny that one might have been a 100-foot maple that might be seasoning as we speak.
We can use that. We can use that for barbecue. Mm-hmm. What's up? Big Kano, Big Salinas. What's up, boys? Gray, Robert, stacking cups, bro. Chris Razinski.
Efren, what's happening? The missus?
The missus.
Brother Randy, Chris, Big Kano, yeah, oh yeah. Robert.
All the boys are in the house.
Yeah, so
So welcome back. It's good to have you back.
We need to have a quick moment of silence.
Okay.
Daddy Dutch is missing his first show in almost 4 years. He's getting his eyes dilated, so he can't see shit.
Quick moment of silence.
Quick moment of silence. All right, we're good.
All right, we're good. That's it. Dutch never misses a show.
Dutch never misses a show.
Holy crap.
Listening while at the eye doctor. Nice to see you full.
All right, he's on. All
There you
right.
go.
What's up, C-Mac?
See, you lied.
Liar. Making us look bad over
Make me
here.
look bad.
So, yeah.
So that's been fun.
Yep.
You know, got the call from the dealership. Dodged the bullet with the truck, just body damage.
So not totaled.
Not totaled,
That's nice.
so-
'Cause that's a nice truck. I was really sad to see
Dealt with that one.
a tree hit that thing.
Yeah, insurance company for the house came out yesterday. Contractors here, there, everywhere.
Adjusters all up there, up the
yeah.
ass. Pain in the ass.
It's going to be a pain in the ass, but whatever. It's going to get done.
It'll get done. Everything happens for a reason.
It's
Now
gonna
you just
get
get a
done.
bunch of new shit paid for by the insurance company.
Yeah, like my Rolex collection that was in the shed.
Oh, I always keep my Rolex collections in my shed.
Ain't no one robbing my shed, baby.
Not with a bunch of trees on it.
That's right. So now it's all that. You know, had the Rolex in the truck. They're like, what kind of stereo was it? Rolex.
A
don't
Rolex
make
stereo.
It was a clock radio.
It was an Alpine pullout from
It was a clock
1980
radio.
from 1986.
So
Anywho.
All right, let's get this rolling.
Let's get into the brass. We'll not get into the brass tacks just yet, but let's tell people who our family is. All right. Today's show brought to you by everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Steve's Shake. If you're wondering why no one's coming to your barbecues, but they're lining up for ours, that's because we're using Uncle Steve's Shake, and apparently you're not, which means one thing, Chrissy.
You better get you some.
Damn straight, Uncle Steve's Shake is handmade. He uses only the finest ingredients and comes in 12 amazing flavors. If you can eat it, Uncle Steve has a shake for it. If you have any shake questions, Uncle Steve has fantastic customer service, and they'll answer any of your shake needs. So it's time to take your backyard and competition game to that next level with Uncle Steve's Shake. Shake some on everything. UncleSteveShake.com.
And don't forget the new
Uncle
Facebook page,
Uncle Steve
Shake
Nation. Join it if you haven't. And post your cooks to Uncle Steve's Shake Nation. Also brought to you by
Eric, get it, brother. Two Guys Smoke Shop and twoguyscigars.com. Whether we're barbecuing or not, we always keep the smoke rolling thanks to our friends at twoguyscigars.com. Today we are smoking the La Mezcala Cubana.
You're so good at that.
Hey, you know, I'm honorary Mexican. Thanks to our friends at twoguyscigars.com. We can smoke some of the best cigars in the world, and so can you.
Yes,
Just
sir.
visit twoguyscigars.com for your perfect barbecue companion. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. Also brought to you by...
What's up, Efron? Big Rome, Eric Estrada. Also brought to you by Backline Fabrication, Backline Smokers out of Austin, Texas. Mr. Ryan Newland just pumping out some of the finest one-off custom pits, live fire devices, catering kits, competition cots, you name it. I mean, this guy is putting his heart and soul into all those builds. Not one looks the same. The possibilities are absolutely endless. Give Ryan a check at Backline Fab on Instagram. Check out some of the just unbelievable pits this guy is turning out. I'll tell you right now, a lot of these guys, pit builders, they're building kind of cookie cutter pits, but if you want something that's unique to you with options and things incorporated into the pit that you guys spoke about on the phone and you might not even realize he's incorporating into your pit. And that's why his pits and his builds are so special. So give Ryan a look over at backlinefabrication.com. Also brought to you by
Magna Chef gloves. Here we go, guys and gals. These are some of the best gloves out on the market today. Our brother Alan Fonte knows a little something about fire management, being a Miami-Dade firefighter.
Yep.
Designed these from the get-go. Covered it all. 100% dishwasher safe. No, that's the wrong one. Ha-ha. Food-grade silicone, patented magnetic clips.
We're doing it live.
For the easy on and off. Spin that bad boy around, right back on.
Yep.
Good to go. Heat rated up to 500 degrees.
Or more.
Web fit easy with that or more,
I'm just
by
saying,
the way.
I've got it up to higher.
Yes, but easy with the or more,
I got you.
by the way.
No one
Web
wants to get
fit
sued.
firm grip. One size fits all, dishwasher safe, and more importantly, made right here in the USA.
America.
That is magnachef.com to place your order. That's magnechef.com. We actually also have the affiliate link down in the description below.
Boom.
Tell them we sent us. And
15% off Royal 21.
you got to knock this off. I'm going to smack you with these MagnaChef gloves. Order yours today, and at checkout, use code ROYAL21 for 15% off.
Told you.
That is ROYAL21. MagnaChef gloves, master the fire.
Yes, sir.
And we're also brought to you by CustomCuttingBoardsRUs.com. Our brother Ian Hemming out of Magnolia, Texas, is making some of the toughest cutting boards on the market today.
True story.
100% dishwasher safe, high condensed UV protection, comfort sliding grips. That board will not move on you.
Huge.
Multiple colors, deep reservoir lip for all that good juiciness coming from the proteins.
Deep juice reservoir.
The dishwasher safe board, which is your standard countertop size. The massive 18 by 36 brisket board.
So good.
And the new to the market, the pizza board.
In the unique colors, I think that they all come into.
Oh, different color combinations.
I got a black one with the red juice trench. It's just.
You can talk to Ian and even get custom things done. Brother Elton from the Dogfather got a custom cutting board in the shape of Texas. He does all type. He can do crazy ass shit with these cutting boards. And like I said, they take an absolute beating.
Yes, sir.
The last cutting board you'll ever buy, in my opinion. Yeah. All mine are 4 years old and still
getting tons of use out of them.
Getting tons of use and still perfect. So check them out at CustomCuttingBoardsRUs.com. That is the letter R, us.com.
Just don't let me use them.
Just don't let you use them. Taking a chainsaw to it and crap.
I'll cut right through that shit.
He's cutting a piece of lettuce and he uses a chainsaw. But
I learned to let the knife do the work now and not push so hard. That was years ago. Come on.
Yep. Jeff, what's up? The judge is in the house.
We all grow.
Joe, I'm about to get to you, my friend. Joe Messiah
What?
messaged me today.
Yeah.
You think the price of beef is at a premium right now?
No.
Get ready.
It's going up again?
Yep. He sent me a message today with a little interesting news bit. 120,872 pounds of ground beef has been recalled as of this morning.
Here we go.
So watch out, boys and girls. If you got it in your freezer, hold on to it. You might be able to buy some gas with that.
My father-in-law told me that by the year 2024, there will be no more red meat available in this country. And I was like, how and where do you even find this information? But if it happens, you heard it first here.
I'm going to just stop buying cows.
Stop buying cows.
That's it.
Stop buying your own
All right,
cows.
I think we've.
Get the milk for free.
I think it's time to get into the brass tacks. What do you say?
Let's go.
Let's go.
I've had it.
You want me to do it? Hailing
Go ahead.
from Texas, the man himself, Clay Cowgill from Snow's Barbecue, has joined us today. What's up, Clay?
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Hell yeah, brother.
What's happening, brother?
Not much. Just enjoying the day.
Look at
the
that!
Day off.
Look at that view behind him. Yeah. Where are you? You're home right now. This is home.
This is home, yeah.
And
so
what do you own? Is that acres behind you? What is happening?
that is. So my parents bought a place up here when I was little. And on the weekends, we would come up here with my dad. So like 10, 12 years ago, I decided to move up here. And eventually, that got me into Snows, being around there.
No kidding.
Nice.
So wait, so
Yeah, and
you.
now the whole family followed me up here.
So
it's like a
where were
little
you
village.
born? Where did you say you were born?
So I was born in Houston and raised.
Oh,
in
you
Houston.
were. Okay, so from Texas originally, born and raised.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're in where now? Is that in Lexington?
Now, this is still considered Lexington. It's just, on the outskirts of Lexington.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm probably 4 miles outside of town.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Just enough to get away. I like your style, Clay.
Just
I like
enough.
your style.
Interesting.
And it's
Good stuff.
on like a beer drinking back road.
Mm-hmm.
Even better.
Yeah.
It's never seen so much land before, like that you could just keep eyeballing straight for so long until my trip to Texas. We have hills and trees here and lots of obstructions. You can't see more than a couple hundred yards down the street.
How dare you say the T word
What?
in my presence?
What'd I say?
The T word in front of my presence.
What'd I say? What T word?
Tree.
Tree. Oh,
Bastard.
except for John's.
Hey, I gotta
John's
laugh
house
or
is
else
like-
I'm gonna cry about it. All right. So none of us want to see that crap.
John's house is like a Texas plain. You can see like for miles now.
No.
But no, it was just amazing. And I always thought, wow, so many briskets being, it's only 2 per cow. I'm like, how are they going to someday run out of brisket? And I see how many cows are on the way to Snow's Barbecue from Houston on the side of the road. I'm like, they're never going to run out of cows.
They're never gonna run out of
There's
cows.
so many damn
They're
cows.
never gonna do it.
And you saw, how many open acres of land too.
Just open, just and I've only and from watching the Netflix special and seeing Kerry go out and cut down post oak trees, I could spot them running, just driving down like that looks like a post oak tree and that looked like a post oak tree, just like they kind of just spread out in these fields sporadically,
Right.
which I thought was
They're everywhere.
they're everywhere.
Yeah. On this place, there's a lot of, it's post oak, some cedar, and then 3 or 4 different native pecan trees.
Which is also a good smoking wood.
Yeah, and so whenever we have like, I'll see cedar around, and I'll try and get rid of it because cedar will kill all the other trees around it because it's so good at getting water.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Good to know. And that's a softwood. You'd never want to smoke with that, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to age your cigars with it.
Exactly. Yes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
There is a use for it.
There is.
So Clay, how did you get your start in barbecue? You know, was it coming up with your dad, your uncles, grandfather, or did you kind of just jump into it later on and just found the passion?
So it was on the weekends we would come up, and my dad and I would eat barbecue in Houston. So even as like a little kid, like 3-4 years old, I remember loving barbecue. And Tootsie actually had her own meat market in Lexington before Carrie had hooked up with her to make Snows. So my first experience, going outside was to her meat market, so we would jump in the car and say, we're going to go have real barbecue, and the barbecue in Houston was good, but it wasn't anything like this, like for some reason, I, as a young age, I knew that woman was special, and so, I love barbecue because of her, my dad. I think growing up in high school, I cooked a bunch with some of my close friends. When I turned 21, I moved to Colorado and did like a ski bum thing where I worked at Vail Resort. And there was a guy there that had his own barbecue restaurant. And I was the smoker, on top of this mountain. And I hated it. It was more like being a sous chef almost, And so I thought, well, I guess I'm never working in a barbecue restaurant. That's not going to work for me. So I didn't make it like 2 weeks, So, cooking wise, I was like, well, I'm never going to do this.
Must have been the altitude from the mountain or something.
Well, yeah, and I just wanted to ski anyway. So
yeah.
How what I ended up doing. But
of course, they're going to stick the Texas guy behind the pit, right?
Right. So, the barbecue wasn't that great, but he did make good buffalo chili. I'll give him that.
All right.
But when I came back, I really didn't have any kind of barbecue job. I remember at one time in my mid-20s, we cooked some barbecue in an electric smoker, for some people at a bar. But, doing my own thing and all that, it was always at home. And I barbecued a lot at home. And it wasn't brisket a whole lot. It was more ribs. So I have been cooking since a very young age, like doing barbecue. Now, once I got into Snows, it was, within the first 2 weeks, I realized how much I was doing wrong, or how much I didn't know about brisket. I had no idea how to cook brisket.
Okay.
And then walking in there, it was like, you're forced to, to learn and keep up with their type of standards. So.
What do you got at home? What are you cooking on at your house? Or would you say you were cooking? You like slow or just hot and fast grilling, or kind of a combination of both?
It's like a direct pit. So it's kind of like a pit that Tootsie cooks on. Same type of pit. But it's, instead of being metal, it's all brick.
And that's what you have at your house? Well, that you had growing up?
Yeah.
So you were...
Well, no.
Okay.
I mean, like right now.
Oh, okay.
But so my dad actually had like a really, probably one of the first pits. There's an old company in Houston called Pits and Spits.
Yeah.
I've heard of them.
And he has an indirect on a trailer from them. And, like compared to like the pits now, it's an okay pit, but back then it was awesome. And it's got a little smoking chamber, but that's kind of what I grew up cooking on, was an indirect pit.
Indirect, yeah.
And then we would go outside to Lexington, and everything up here, nobody really cooked indirect.
Like you mean like traditional offset smoker, you mean? Like,
right. So when you drove up here, I don't know if I told you, but like if you see like the like the churches and all the little spots around here, all the barbecue pits are brick. And you won't see anything indirect. And so I guess it's how the Germans cook their meat around here, was just direct. But you guys aren't cooking briskets direct.
You're doing those.
No,
you're doing those in the in the offsets that you have there. I think you have like a primitive or something.
So the brisket and actually the ribs are indirect. The pork steak and the chicken are direct.
How did you even approach Snows to get a job there? Did you just know new people being in town, or was it like, hey?
No. So I was living up here, and I was growing vegetables, and I was not very good at it, but I was trying, and I did not enjoy it. And so every Saturday I'd look forward to going to Snows and getting barbecue. And before I moved up here, I didn't know that Tootsie opened up a new place. I didn't know about this place. So when I move up, my dad's saying, well, go try the barbecue place. Tootsie's over there now. And so I went and, I was blown away when I tried the brisket, everything.
And this is like early on. Like they opened in what, 2001 or 2?
They were
2003?
2003 when I got up here. Shoot, it was probably 9 years ago.
Okay. So they already had their number one spot in 2007. They're already blown up at this point.
Right, and it wasn't crazy, but I would come later in the day when the line was low or whatever, and maybe I didn't get everything, So, but I would always come in and I'd joke around and I would flirt with the ladies inside.
Yeah, yeah.
So when Tootsie's son got ill, they needed somebody to come in and help out.
Yes,
yes. So the women inside said, "Well, we got a guy that we like," and that's when they mentioned my name and. I didn't even know Carrie. So when I reintroduced myself to Tootsie, I said, I'm so-and-so's son, you probably don't remember me. And she said, oh, no, I remember you. And you almost died in my meat market.
You?
Yeah. And so she told me a story about how I choked on a bone in the meat market.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Of course she's never going to forget that. Oh, my Lord. Yeah. Holy moly. What was it, like a chicken bone or something?
Yeah, I think it was a rib bone.
How do you choke on a rib bone, dude?
Those are some damn good ribs. I'll tell you that right now.
You're sucking on those
bones? You can do that real easy.
Oh my God. Oh, man. And they're giving it, and they're serving it right on the butcher paper, right? Back in her old market.
Right.
Boom.
Yeah. Everything was on butcher paper.
Don't drop it.
Knife that was she I'm pretty sure she wasn't supposed to do it, but she had a knife that was chained to the table. So everyone would reuse that knife to cut their onions and to cut their pickles.
Uh-huh.
But obviously that's not sanitary and you can't do that.
Yeah. Things were different back then.
So you've been there you were there about 9 years ago you started there.
Right. So
and it was cranking, and it was already cranking, but getting even rising in popularity as barbecue became more popular, and the barbecue pit masters came out, right? And it must have started taking off.
When I was with them, they won their second Texas Monthly #1 spot.
Jesus. Amazing.
Oh,
so they had twice. They did #1 in 2007.
Yeah, they're
and then
the only guys that have done it twice.
When was the second year they did it? Do you remember that one?
The second year was 17 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And Netflix came in a couple years after and did the show on her.
Nice. Max, what's happening? Joe Tucker, what's going on? Kevin,
Brad,
Tim Rogers, Uncle Steve.
Dogfathers in the house, Chrissy.
CJ, Clarence Joseph, what's happening?
What's up,
Phil, CJ? Elijah, what's happening from the UK? In Alton, Brad, what's happening? Clay, this is the comment from Alan Matthews of the Dogfathers Barbecue. Popped in late, but is that Clay Cowgill? True story. He was in my very first YouTube video.
Yeah. I remember meeting him. Hey, man, how are you?
About 130,000 subscribers later.
Yeah. 130,000 subscribers our buddy Alton has. It's incredible.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went off on he was steadily growing. Then he did this brisket
For
101
beginners.
Video.
Was on the Weber kettle, right?
That went
Brisket on the kettle?
into the atmosphere.
That was the kettle.
It went past viral.
Like,
Good for him. He was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Super
And then it was 500 bump, 2,500 bump, 5,000 bump, all within like a 12-hour period.
I think they put him in the rotation.
He hit the 100,000 and just keeps on climbing from there.
Good.
But, that's funny. Darryl, what's happening? So, at Snow's, obviously it's one of the, staples or must-have Texas barbecue establishments. What is it like to have to run that day in, day out? Because with Miss Tootsie, she's there on a Saturday, I believe.
The only day they're open,
But
technically.
But you're there the rest of the time. So, like,
I'm there the rest of the time. Technically, we're only open on Saturday, but we do a lot of shipping.
oh, okay.
Like this week, I'm only cooking one time, but normally I'll cook 2 to 3 times during the week for our shipping orders, our online orders.
Okay,
And
that's
then-
cool.
So when we're doing like a big full week, I could do like almost 75 hours in 4 days.
Dude, I feel you, bro.
It's a lot of staying up.
It's a lot of staying up. It's a lot of sweating.
Now, like how much meat would you go through? Obviously, the online orders, they'll vary from time to
Right.
time. But if you were to narrow down an average of the week, what kind of poundage are you guys going through, protein wise?
They're smaller cooks than they would be on a big snows day. And compared to some of the other barbecue restaurants, we're not as big. So maybe, 700 on those days, or no, see, I'm only doing brisket and ribs. So it would probably be anywhere from 500 to 700, probably.
Pounds.
Yeah.
Pounds
Yeah.
of meat. But you can come in.
Maybe less. I'm probably wrong about that.
But
I
you
don't
could be
know.
cooking anywhere from probably, I don't know, you're probably cooking 15 to 20 to 40 briskets during the week, maybe, for online orders, something like that.
Oh no. Oh no, way more.
Oh,
Way more
wow,
than that.
huh? Wow.
Yeah, like one day I would do 70 briskets
Oh,
and
damn.
50 racks of ribs by myself. That would be a cook.
Ooh,
And I would do, like 2 to 3 days a week.
70 briskets.
Yeah.
That's just the online order.
That's just the online. Okay,
Right.
all right. So in preparation
so
for
when
the
Snows opens,
Yep.
it's probably 80 to 85.
80 to 85 briskets on that one day.
Right.
And you're more or less doing all the briskets there, right? Essentially?
Yes.
Because you control
Yes.
the offset while Tootsie's doing the open pits. Or the open pit.
Right.
She's got what, two?
The direct
Two pits? Two of the direct pits? Are there two of them? Was it? Right, there's two of them, I thought, yeah. And that's such a, man, that is such a delicate technique, cooking on those pits. Because you're not really, more or less on those pits, are you just coating like certain sides? You're not just tossing coals under all the meat, right? You have your hot spots on purpose. You have direct.
You aren't away. I'll tell you, indirect is a lot easier. I'm obsessed with the way that everyone cooks barbecue. Like direct is my favorite. I think me and you talked about that when you were here.
Yeah.
I love the way that the pork steak and the chicken is cooked, and it's coated, and there's some things you do differently, and how you back off and go heavier. It's a whole process. But everyone up here, I've seen the guys my age do fundraisers, and they cook a completely different way on the same type of barbecue pit, and they'll actually do it up at Snows. And then when they take the pork steak off, instead of slicing it, they cube everything.
Oh.
And then they do sauce over the cubes. So that's a country thing that I didn't even know about, that people do just for fundraisers out here. You guys do fundraisers up too.
It's almost like a pork steak burn ends or something.
Right. So they were doing like pork butts direct and just cooking them real hot and slamming shutting the door and getting the boxes super hot and then rotating them around.
And that's what these pork steaks are, is basically a butt cut into
like
3 or 4, right? Bone in usually, right? Because you like to have that bone right in the center, the shoulder bone in it.
Yeah.
The pork, I mean, again, you guys know I was there recently, and that pork steak, it was something special.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
It is, I've never had a pork steak in that respect of just how it was done, how it was cut, and how it was cooked. And of course, with the open pit, you're gaining all that extra flavor from the meat drippings onto the coal, and coming back up and flavoring it. I'm imagining that purposely you want some hotter spots than not in there, and then some not so hot spots, so you can kind of rotate certain things around. If something's
you'll do
lacking,
that.
you can flip. You go rotate, just like you do. You have your hot spots in your offset, right? So I'm sure you cook with shelves. So when a lot of guys take out the top shelf and cook, you're actually cooking with the shelf in.
Yeah, and I got to worry about stuff getting dripped on, so the pit has to stay real clean.
Right, right.
Now, like you'll see sometimes guys will in our rib pit, it's a 2-shelf pit. Brisket really doesn't matter as much, but the ribs, there's a couple of spots I know that are going to drip.
That black drops, those grease drops.
Yeah, you can't do anything about it.
Can't.
It's not going to kill you if you eat it or whatever, but most of the time you can get it off of there. It's just going to happen. Especially if you don't have a top shelf, it won't. But.
It won't, right? That's always. But you need the room. You got to have the room.
Yep.
You guys are working
about
on
making money.
You got a 5? Say it again.
I said it's about making money, as many ribs as you can.
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like when you're cooking, you can in those drops that get on some of those spots. I have them in my back line too. Once you wrap him, and then I usually, when I take it out of the wrap, I do just a thin layer of glaze. I come back over it with the rub, and I throw it back on. I feel like it kind of almost absorbs in and disappears most of the time. Yeah. When the bark darkens, it's harder to see. But I just call that pit love, just that extra layer of flavor.
Oh, give it a minute. The boys will name it something else.
Just a little extra flavor profile.
I got faith in the boys in the chat, yeah.
Are they behaving?
Michael Goff, King Louis Meat Apostles in the house.
What's up, Mike?
What's happening? Max calling you back out, brother.
Woo. Mad Max.
Clay, Alton has a question.
Okay.
Do you guys allow people, if scheduled, to come in and cook with you to see how you do things? If so, sign a brother up.
I'll be there Thursday. Yeah. I'll be there Tuesday.
We do not yet, but we are expecting to do that this year.
Okay.
So Gary will start that off and make an announcement, whenever he's ready. I think he's just waiting on paperwork.
So. Really? So to teach people, to actually have classes? And so that would be during the week probably.
It'd be during the week, like during one of my cooks, and it would be either like a brisket or a rib thing. So
there you go, Alton. Stay tuned, brother.
Guess I know where my next trip is going to be. The family's going to Cape Cod this summer. I'm going back to Texas.
Well, and it wouldn't be like, hey, I'm going to show you how to do one rib or one brisket. It would be one of my cooks. So it would be 50 of this, 60, 70 of that, and
bulk cooking.
I need that more bulk cooking experience.
Okay.
I've only done 12 briskets on my own. It's all I could really fit on one shelf.
Michael Golf asks, how long do you smoke the pork steaks?
The pork steaks are
good question.
They're about 2.5 to 3 inches thick, and it's probably anywhere from 6 to 8 hours.
But those are those are direct.
Probably, direct.
So those are being. What do you call it? Is it really being smoked? Is it being?
It's being smoked. It has maybe more of a grill flavor, but depending on the meat, it's still going to be smoked. It's going to have a smoke ring. It's just going to have a thinner, harder smoke ring in it.
Okay.
But it's like you wouldn't just shove a whole bunch of coals underneath there and cook it in an hour either.
Right.
There's an art to what she's doing.
True pit master.
So you're really running that almost 2-zone like you would a Weber kettle. You got a hotter side and a cooler side.
Kind of what I was getting at earlier with my question, where you must have, like you said, a thinner layer, because a thinner layer under certain parts, and then, like you said, if you throw, thick coals under one area with the pork steak, it's going to cook in an hour and a half.
Right.
Right? So there's a finesse to it. There's an art to it, which is kind of brings us back to our when we were on Mama and Papa's podcast last week talking
All
about...
right, Clay.
All right, Clay. Here we go, Clay. So tell them first the basis of it. What you did, and then...
About a week or so, no more than a week, 2 weeks
weeks ago.
I'm sitting here, the wife and the kids are gone to bed early, so they made the mistake of leaving me to my own vices. So I'm sitting there and I'm playing on the phone. I go, all right, let me start some shit, okay? So I put out the question, what do you constitute the definition of the term pitmaster? And
that ruffled
I
some
put
feathers.
it on my main page, I put it on the podcast page, then I put it on our community page, and it
Blew
took
up.
off. So many answers, which
So many
there's not
opinions.
really a wrong one.
So many opinions.
But CJ, Clarence Joseph, had us on his show last Thursday night to talk about it, and it caused a bit of an uproar.
Yeah.
But
So
so that's going to be a question, every week question now.
So he had us on to talk about that term in general, and there was a lot of opinions flying around
What
that
do
podcast.
you think of that term, or what would your definition of a pitmaster be?
You can't just be.
I'd probably go with, I'm more of a cook or whatever. I'm lucky enough. I love what I do. That's what I tell people. I'm not a pitmaster. I'm not even really a cook. I'm just a guy they trust to do this,
Yeah.
But some of my friends that, own restaurants are so talented, like I could see people saying, I'm a pitmaster or I'm this or whatever. So like sometimes I'll use the term, sometimes I won't. It's just however you feel, like if you think you're a pitmaster, great, call yourself one.
Which was one of the things that they were saying you can't do, was one of the consensus. There's three things that stuck out to me on that when we did that podcast. It was someone that can cook on any vessel, a fire-driven vessel that was handed to you, with any protein that was handed to you. And the third thing is you can't call yourself one technically. Someone else has to call you that.
Yeah, the consensus was that you earned the term. You're given it by somebody.
So I would, that would help, like when Carrie has said that about me, then you could take it from him.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go around saying it. I will say this. All the guys that I know that are really good cooks in Texas, if we're all on one side and everyone else is on the other, and everyone's given the same amount of meat and they say, do something special, our side's probably going to be a lot better.
Yeah.
Like I'd say we're just more professional cooks than, or professional barbecuers. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because even the regular definition is vague. In layman's terms, it's someone who mans open fire grill.
Someone who oversees a barbecue pit. So it doesn't even say that they're cooking.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, they have that cook experience if they're overseeing it. But the term in general, it's become generalized.
Well, I'm standing over a pit right now, so.
Generalized and popularized. If cooking on a variety of pits and a variety of meats is what we consider a pit master today, but then we'd say, well, has to be someone that's shoveling coals, using a burn barrel, and someone that can cook whole hog or meat in the ground. That's a real pit master. But if you'll think about it, you call that guy a real pit master. Back then, 100 years ago, your vessel was the earth.
Yeah.
Was
you had
a pit.
earth, you had a pit in there, but you didn't have any experience with other vessels, with meats, of course, but not other vessels. So as the pit came out of the ground, right? As the pit came out of the ground in these other vessels, now the term pitmaster has evolved with the technology, is more frequently used in more of a relaxed way until you get some of the OGs involved. They're like, hold on a second.
Like
now.
I cook with a woman that's been cooking barbecue for 52 years. And then I'm going to be like, oh, I'm a pit master.
Right.
That doesn't make sense,
Which,
I'm good at what I do, but
so there's different.
all that's subjective too if you don't like how it tastes.
Yeah.
So,
which is how we kind of landed on that. There's different categories of pit masters, whether it be restaurant, catering, competition, backyard.
right.
So and then there's different degrees, right? So I looked at it as being like a black belt. Okay, being a pit master maybe is like being a black belt, but then you can get your 10th degree black belt, right? What happened?
was going to hit you with the old judo chop.
But you know what I'm saying? Like 10th degree black belt, we call them master, sensei, you know? But you can still be a pit master, but I think have the ability to grow and to apply new technologies, new techniques, and be able to keep growing also constitute a good pit master.
And the boys in the chat never disappoint. Big Rome, I'm a taco master. Brother Efren, I'm a taco eating master. The boys never disappoint. I love them.
Pink American taco stand. Anyway.
So Clay, if you had to pick one thing, go easy.
It was from that movie, White Castle. White Castle's a good one. Good.
For barbecue. So not necessarily brisket or ribs. You know, it could be, you know, a tri-tip, a picanha. You know, anything you could, you know, smoke. What would it be?
What, my favorite?
Yeah,
or?
your favorite thing. What would it be?
Like in the backyard, you mean, right? Cooking himself?
In the backyard.
Like I want to treat myself to this.
Probably ribs still. Pork ribs.
Still at the ribs.
Yeah. That's, you know.
That's what you would make home out of anything. You'd make ribs.
I agree.
Ribs or probably
agree.
wild game with my dad.
Oh, wild game action. All right.
Yeah, we used to do a lot of wild game. Every when I lived with him when we were young, we would do 3 different types of wild game every Thanksgiving.
Oh, awesome. Like what? Obviously some deer or...
So we do caribou, elk.
Wow.
Oh,
One year
nice.
we had bear.
What? Bear brisket?
Like bear. Bear's real greasy.
Oh, yeah.
Ostrich was real greasy. Emu was good.
You had an emu? Can you eat those?
I've had a whole bunch of different wild game.
My God.
Oh, nice.
And you've smoked
Next time there's a wild game cook-off in Texas, so you should come down.
No, you know who'd be into
Oh,
that?
I know a guy that'll hook you
Camp
up
House
with.
Barbecue?
Eric Estrada from Camp House Barbecue.
He was just in here.
He works at, he's one of the guides at Thompson's Ranch. And they got some crazy, they got some like hoodoo down there.
They got some good classes
Zebra.
where they go shoot the game.
Cape Buffalo.
And then they cook the game after, right?
Yeah,
That's like a class. You
Oh,
go
and the wild hogs, of course.
catch the game, and you come right back and
bring it
process
back.
it and cook it. That's pretty freaking awesome. What's the trio of meats that Clay Cowgill orders when he goes to other barbecue places? Is there a trio? You like a top 3 that you want on your platter when you want to try like these like around here? You know, you judge a Italian restaurant by maybe their chicken parm. If they have a horrible chicken
That's
parm,
my go-to
I'm
every
never
time.
going back there because I get to try the cutlet and the type of sauce that they have. If they can't wow me, then I'm never going back. In Texas, barbecue is like Italian restaurants or seafood restaurants up here in the Northeast. In Texas, what do you look for from a restaurant to tell you that they have good barbecue?
First, I'd probably go with brisket first.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where we're at, where the brisket is.
Yep.
Now I'm real picky about sausage. So you don't have to make your own sausage for me to like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't. It's hard for me to like the newer type of sausage with all the crazy ingredients.
Like what? Like Boudin or is it Boudin?
No, Boudin.
Boudin?
That's been for ages. But
Boudin,
no, he's talking.
Boudin is like a different.
It's
Yeah,
a
that's a
whole
whole different
rice
animal.
and stuff in
Yeah.
there. Okay, so like the
Well,
jalapeno
like the-
cheddar.
Yeah, the jalapeno
Pretty
cheddar,
standard, right?
the buffalo
Well,
blue
like
cheese.
jalapeno cheddar's fine. Like people are doing crazy stuff, and I've had like really good ones. Like Tejas Chocolate makes a
Houston.
chili relleno sausage. That's probably one of the best sausages in the world.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Wow.
But I like more of like a Snow's where it's almost drier in a way,
Okay.
and there's probably not a binder in there with it.
Okay. So like
but
a
then
beef,
I'm
like a
gonna go
beef or a
with-
beef or pork sausage, or
Well-
like that you like, or you like a combo.
I like a combo. If they have a beef, then that's good. Franklin's has probably one of the best beef sausages I've ever had.
Really? Okay.
Really, really good. And then I'm going to go with pork ribs
Okay.
just to see where those are at.
So brisket ribs,
brisket, ribs, and turkey.
Turkey, which holds smoke so damn well.
Yeah.
Turkey.
Yeah.
So you go turkey over a pulled pork or sausage. You get the turkey.
Yeah,
that's
because
your trio.
turkey's tougher to keep moist and hit, and nail it.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
You're just heating up sausage.
You guys have
really.
You have turkey at Snow's, right?
We do.
We did have turkey. Yeah. It's not a big menu, but they do it all perfectly.
So I'd like to reserve a table for next February.
Come on. Come on, I got you.
Because we're coming back to Houston next year for the rodeo again, yes?
Yeah, come on back.
Hell yeah. Gonna have some company this time with me. Not driving down by myself 2 hours in the morning. Big Rome, Big Kano. Supposed to bring some company with me, but
Big Rome already said.
He already says he's
coming
going
back.
They all regretted it. They all regretted it when I came back, and apparently they were up, and I didn't think they were going to be up because we all had a late night, and I had goals. Okay, coming to Texas, I had goals.
Yeah.
Snow's was the number one goal.
Yeah. The problem is the gold tops started flowing the night before.
That's exactly what happened. We had a late night. Everyone's like, we all getting up and going to Snow's. I'm like, well,
I know how this works.
I barely even slept.
Hey.
I don't even think I slept the night before Snow's.
You can sleep when you're dead.
I rolled up. I stopped by a little small Buc-ee's. I grabbed some beaver nuggets.
Is there such a thing as a small Buc-ee's?
The one up on the way from Houston to Lexington is no bigger than a Cumberland's gas station. And I was like, where is the big Buc-ee's I hear about? I come home with a bag of beaver nuggets.
I know you did.
And my son goes, "You went to Buc-ee's?" I go, "How the hell do you know what Buc-ee's is?" Like, it's all over TikTok. These TikTokers. They knew everything.
Buc-ee's, yeah.
They knew it, but it was a good. And tried to give him the rest of my nuggets, but my kids ate them almost down to the powder. I left John like 10 nuggets at the bottom.
I'll take the powder. That's
but
fine.
you had it. I
got the gist of it. I'm addicted. Well, Clay, man, this has been awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to meeting you in February when I come down for the Houston Rodeo next year. Because I will be down.
Oh, I know you will. I know you will.
There's only so many hits I can take.
I'll shove
it's
you
got to come to the end.
in a
These
Foot
damn
Locker.
trees got to have to be it. So I will be there next
If I have
February.
to shove you in a Foot Locker,
Good luck with that.
then send you will be coming.
Go with a 2-foot locker. We'll start with there. Expandable. But, Clay, where can everyone find you, man, social media-wise?
Social media-wise is just Clay Cowgill. ClayCowgill.
What is this other account that's going
Okay,
around?
so the
Tell
other
us.
day I got hacked.
Yes, you did.
I fell for some dumb shit.
Oh, no.
And this guy was a lot smarter than normal, So he had hacked a guy that I had a conversation with and just generally about barbecue, like I would with anyone that messages me. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, will you sponsor me for this thing?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And then he's like, "Well, do this and do this." And then once I realized what I did, I was like, I shouldn't have done that. I don't know why I just did that. And then, so I get my account back. I give it to my girlfriend. I'm like, "You got to get this back." So she gives it back to me and I do all the requirements because you can get it back.
Takes a while. Takes a little process.
Yeah.
Though.
So instead of changing my password immediately, I go in and I find that guy and I start talking shit to him. I got my account back. And then he's like, "No, you don't." He takes it right back.
No.
Wait a whole nother day.
That was quick, though, because our buddy C-Mac got his hacked, and he was weeks before he could get back into his.
Oh, no, there's a process now where they make you do a video and you turn your head real slow. What? Because they can't obviously do a video of you or anything like that. So
right.
It's a lot easier now.
Oh, good. Man.
But yeah, just don't talk shit. Just change it immediately.
Change it immediately. Moral of the story.
So this time I changed it. Did the two authentic thing now.
Yep.
So then I send them all the shitty messages.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
There you go. Well, brother, thank you so much for taking the time. This was awesome.
Thanks for having me.
You appreciate it. Just hang in there 1 second. We'll roll this up and we'll be right back real quick.
Awesome.
Great guy.
Unbelievable.
Awesome.
He is as good of a guy as when you're texting with him online and you show up and he's that guy.
Yeah.
Treat you like family, make you feel like you're at home. I mean, the barbecue family that we always talk about, which it's real. And it's real. And they show the love over there, especially Clay. So super psyched to have him on today.
Sweet.
What do you got going on next week, buddy?
Next week, I'm so afraid I'm definitely gonna butcher the last name here. Paula Statra is joining us. She has a wing cookbook coming out, I believe, tomorrow.
Okay.
It's called Wing Crush.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll be out tomorrow.
Okay.
So she's joining us with, on all. She covers all the vessels: Traeger, Weber, Green Egg.
Okay.
Even no grill, no problem. So this is going to be a real interesting book, and we all know how much I love wings. So I am looking forward to this. This will be good.
If you need a wingman, let me know.
Actually, I think you're off.
Did you like that one? When?
Next week.
Am I?
I think you.
Where am I
you
going?
might have to.
What am I doing?
I don't know. There might be a doctor involved.
No, I am not. I'm here next week.
But
I'm here next
it
week.
was for something.
I'm here next week.
Well, that's it for this week, folks. We'd like to thank you for joining us. Catch the audio wherever podcasts are found. Catch the video on Facebook and YouTube. On YouTube, hit that subscribe button and notification bell.
Hit it.
You'll have all our episodes right there at your fingertips. On social media, find us at all the links down below. Questions or comments, please send them to pitlifebbqpodcast@gmail.com. And like always, subscribe, like, rate,
And review.
Hit that share button.
Do it.
You have an event.
No, we don't have it anymore. I'll be here.
Okay, so at least it was in my mind you had an event.
We had an
You weren't
event,
here.
but it didn't. It got rescheduled.
Ah.
So I'll be here.
Okay,
Yeah, guy.
very good. So you're going to be here, so until next week, keep the smoke rolling.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.